Good morning, everyone. Thank you for staying a little bit longer today. I know that it's been a full day of teaching, but I really appreciate your time. Today, I would like to share my reflection about why I believe Luca, a year 1 student with autism disorder level 2, should learn alongside his twin brother Giorgio, and how our school can move toward for a more inclusive approach. Inclusive education is not only a legal requirement, it is a moral responsibility. It means that every child, regardless of ability, has the right to learn in their community. In our school, that means in the same basis as others. In Australia, inclusive education is supported by the Disability Discrimination Act 1992, as you all know, and the Disability Standard for Education 2005, and the United Nations Convention of the Right of Persons with Disability in 2008. These frameworks remind us that inclusion is not optional, it is a human right. Over time, Australia's understanding of disability has changed from the medical model, which focuses on deficit, to the social model, which recognizes that barriers in society create exclusion. The Salamanca Statement in 1994 was turning a point, calling from all children to learn together, regardless of their differences. Despite progress, there is still a gap between policy and practice. Brenner biological model shows that a child's learning depends on how are the connection between family, teachers, and schools, that is, involve all of our practices, and also the wider community. Research confirms that barriers can appear at each of those levels, from classroom to the governmental policies and laws. True inclusion happens when all these systems work together. So now let's talk about our Luca. Luca is a bright and curious boy. You know him. He's a boy who loves puzzles and storytelling. His autism is a disorder that sometimes he needs some help. He needs support to regulate his emotional and manage his sensorial input. But these needs don't define him. They are simple part of who he is. With differentiation and universal design of learning, Luca can thrive in our classes, just like any other of our students. Inclusive education starts with recognizing every child's strength. For Luca, we know him. This means building on his curiosity, his visual, his memory, and his love for structured routines. By using these strengths, we can design learning that is accessible for him, and we can motivate and support also everyone. Some parents may worry that including a child like Luca could take time away from others, like their own child. But research shows that inclusion helps everyone. When children of all abilities learn together, they develop empathy, patience, and creativity. So teachers, we can grow more and we can be more flexible and confident, and our families and the families of all the children in our school can feel part of this caring community. Real fairness means giving learners what they need to success. And in this classroom, differentiators truly become strengths. So, by fostering equitable access and participation, we model a culture of respect and belonging that reflect our school's values and Australian human rights commitments. To support Lucas and his classmates, we can do many other options. First of all, we can apply the universal design for learning with all their principles. We can provide sensory-friendly and predictable routines and spaces. And we can also use visual and social story to support communication. And don't forget to ask to families to collaborate in this specialization for him. These small steps can create a classroom where every student feels safe, capable, and valued. If we truly believe in inclusion, we must question why separate units still exist, isn't it? Closing the units doesn't mean removing support. It means moving into the classroom where it belongs. Inclusive practices is not about perfection. It's about commitment and collaboration, communication, and all our courage to change. So, I invite you guys to reflect. How can we make inclusion a daily reality, not just to follow the policy? How can we help? How can every teacher be an inclusive teacher? And how can we invite to our parents to be inclusive parents? And child feel confident that differentiate is a part of our learning. Our differences are part of who we are. Together, we can build a strong school where Luca and all the students belongs. Thank you to all of you to have this beautiful and special moment together. I really appreciate the opportunity to share this meaningful content about inclusive education. Have a nice evening and see you tomorrow.